So our next session is copyrights, translations, contracts, and innovation in publishing. Daniel Watts, he is from Pan Macmillan. He set it up in Hong Kong and in India.
I've really enjoyed being at this conference in the last couple of days, and one of the things that has surprised me the most is the quality, the talent of Indian writers that exist. I'm actually in awe of the kind of intellect and the impressiveness and the thoughts behind a lot of the writers here. And when I talk to people behind the stage, off the scenes, one of the things that comes up more often than not is why aren't Indian authors being published more successfully overseas? I think a lot of Indian writers aspire to achieving that kind of highly coveted publishing contract from a New York or a London publisher. And the answers to that are not simple. But I think actually in India, Indian authors do have an advantage in that they're not shackled to kind of traditional Western publishing conventions. There's not that long, deep rooted history that kind of exists in London and New York. And there is an opportunity for Indian authors to be very, very innovative, think outside the box, move away from those publishing conventions, take advantage of a lot of the new media that's around, and establish a readership within Asia first and primarily, without putting all that emphasis on the New York or the London publishing contract. So the trends that we're seeing in the industry, very much it's about a move to digital. I mean, this is, I think, universally accepted, and there's been a lot of debate about this for the last 10 years. I think a lot of the debate is really around the medium that we're reading in, rather than actually the form of the literature.
Tell us something about your the forum that you started, Publishing Next, from here in Goa. What kind of issues do you challenge? All these issues that we have here, including translation and innovation and copyright issue. Is that what your entire exhibition and exposition is based on?
Publishing Next is a conference. It's a 2-day conference that is focused solely on issues of publishing. So it is more of a producers conference in that the publishers and illustrators and authors, it's for them. It's not a lit fest in that sense. And the reason we started it was called Publishing Next because we thought that the publishing community in India needs to know what's happening in publishing so that it prepares them for what's about to hit them next. But then we also realized that there are many publishers who are not even aware of of the present. So in 2011, when we started and social media was the big thing, many people did not know where to start. Many people were not aware of ebooks, things like that.
Yeah, let me take it from Leo. I have been to Publishing Next. They invited me as an author, and actually I have worked in various areas. Like I have worked as a journalist, as a reporter, column writer, and as an academic. And now I am an academic, teaching translation studies, post-colonial studies, feminism, etc. In a literature department, language department, the Kannada department, not the English department. And see, why I'm saying all this is all these experiences of allowing yourself to various stratas that happens, the experiences that happen with different spaces around us. And I'm a poet, basically a poet, whatever is published in this stays in the book. But when I have to give this to you, every rendering of mine, I believe, is different, and the poem happens there when I do it, when I perform it.
Indian publishing is booming, as everyone says, but this boom is, according to me, mainly in the metros. What happens to the periphery? Culturally, politically, geographically, it's not getting covered. We went to Pondicherry and we couldn't get a decent book on Pondicherry. The same is the situation in places like Goa and not only Goa, I mean much of the rest of the country. Because these places are not big enough to be seen as markets. So that's the big bugbear on my shoulder. So Goa 1556 has been an effort to create a local space. I see myself more as a kind of a social entrepreneur rather than a business person. So if you see me wearing 2 hats and crossing over the fence, you know why I'm doing that. I was a journalist for 25 years. Fighting the usual battles of getting published when you're not writing something that fits in with the stereotype about Goa and all those kind of things. So that's it.